So concept map is constructor, types of constructor and example. In last learning outcome, we have learned the concept about constructor and its default constructor and parameterized constructor. Now in this learning outcome or in this presentation, we will learn copy constructor, multiple constructor and constructor with default argument. So first we will start with copy constructor. So what do you mean by copy constructor? The name itself, you want to copy, but what you will copy? You will copy the object from one object to the another, or you will copy the data members value from one object to another. So how you will copy? So for that, as you already learned that we have implicit calling and explicit calling for parameterized member function. Same logic we will apply here. Okay, so for example, complex C2 bracket C1. So this is one statement regarding the copy constructor. Copy constructor main part will be in void main. Then complex C2 is equal to C1. So in both the cases, content of C1 will get copied in content of complex object at C2. Then next, copy constructor will copies data member. Okay, one data member, it will copy the value from the another data member, another object. Okay, so from one object it will copy all the values of data member from one object to the another. So it takes the reference because you need to take the reference if you want to do the copy constructor or if you want to perform the copy constructor. So with the help of program, you will come to know about the copy constructor. Okay. So first is header file class code. So class name is code and I have taken only one data member because we have to see how you can copy the content, not what you will copy. Okay. So how you will copy the content? First we will see first. So you will have first default constructor. Okay, so in default constructor it is why it is required default constructor, because sometimes if you don't want to assign any value to the particular copy constructor, so you with the help of default constructor, so you can have that you can have or you can call that object in your class. Then code int a, so id is equal to a. Then code ampersand x. So this is your parameterized constructor. So a will get assigned to the id and code is equal to code ampersand x. So here id is equal to x dot id, means here x dot id value will get assigned to the where you want to copy. Then in display we will display the value of id. So code c1 comma 3. So 3 value you have to copy in all the objects of code code. Okay, so code c2 bracket c1. So it will copy the c1 into c2. How it will copy? Just look at here, c1, it will come here, it will execute this part c1. So id c1 dot id value, what is the value of c1 dot id? That is 3. So 3 will get assigned to that particular object id. So what is this object? C2. So C2 value of id will be also 3. And then code C3 is equal to 7. It is just assignment operation. All data members of C1 will get copied into C3. And then we will display C1, C2 and C3. So in C1 it will have 3 values, C2 3 and C3 also 3. ID value is 3. Next is multiple or overloaded constructor. So in multiple or overloaded constructor, what we have to do? We have to overload your constructor. So how you will overload your constructor? So in constructor, as we know that constructor do not have return type. Okay, so what you can overload? You can overload the arguments. Number of arguments you can overload with the help of multiple or overloaded constructor. And when you will overload the constructor, okay, at that time compiler will identify the version based on the data type you have used. Okay, based on the parameters you have passed to the particular constructor, compiler will call appropriate version of that constructor. Okay, so if you are in your program, if you are having more than one constructor, then you can say that yes, I have overloaded the constructor. So the example is class name is employee, int a comma b, then public employee. This is the default constructor. Second one is the constructor with one argument. Third one is constructor with two arguments. So in a default constructor, we will assign the value of a and b as 0 in one argument, only one argument we will pass to the A and B, and in this third constructor with two argument X and Y will assign to the A and B respectively. Now we will see when you will call in void main. At that time, suppose if you have written here employee E1, so in employee E1 it will invoke this constructor. Invoke means what? It will call this constructor and it will assign A and B as 0. Okay, and if you have display function and if you have written E1 dot display, then you will get the value of A and B as 0. Then in second, employee E2 of 10. So in employee E2 of 10, you will have the value of A and B as from X. So what is the value of X? 10. So A and B will be 10. And for E3, 10, 20. So A and B will be 10 and 20 respectively. Now next is your constructor with default argument. So in constructor with default argument, so we have to pass the default values. So where you will pass the default values? In your member function. Function declaration, at the time of function declaration we will pass the default values. Okay. Now how it will work? We will see with example. So complex, float, real, float, imaginary, and for imaginary we have assigned the value as 0. Okay, now when you will call that function in your void main object along with object, at that time complex 5.0. Now I have just passed here only one value, another value is missing. So at that time what compiler will do? Compiler will take the value which is from default argument, that is 0. But suppose another example is there, complex 5.0 and 4.5. So in that case it will take, already value is present, so it will take the value from this particular from this 5.0 as a real and imaginary as 4.5. So we will see one example based on this. So class name is complex, private, float, real and imaginary. So these are the data members. Okay, then complex, float R, comma float I 0.0. I have assigned the value for imaginary as 0.0. Okay, then real is equal to R, imaginary is equal to I. So real value which you will pass in main with the help of object, it will get assigned to the real and imaginary. Then void show real and imaginary, we will display the value. Then in int main complex C 2.3. Now when I am writing only one argument, another argument is missing, so at that time it will accept the value from the default argument, that is 0.0. Just look at here, C1 dot show real is equal to 2.3, imaginary is equal to 0. And in complex C2 2.3 and 3.4, both the arguments are present, both the values are present. So R will be 2.3 and I will be 3.4. So real will be 2.3 and imaginary will be 3.4. And one more thing about the constructor is that constructor take less time to execute. Just see the execution time, 0.6095 seconds. So within minute it will get executed. Okay. Now based on that I have some assignments for you. So first is display a class fraction which has numerator and denominator as a data member. Write the constructor to display fraction. Okay, so here you have to take again parameterized constructor and you have to take numerator and denominator as a declared as a data member, and you have to display the value, okay, to the user. Okay, and you have to display the fraction, means what? You have to perform some operations. So in show data member function you can perform the operation, otherwise in your constructor, right, in your parameterized constructor you can perform the operation, that is a numerator upon denominator, and display the fraction. You can display the fraction. Okay, next is write a class to represent bank account, include following members: name of the depositor, account and balance amount. Initialize the value using constructor. So with the help of constructor you have to initialize the values, okay, and add the member functions to deposit an amount, then to withdraw an amount after checking a balance, and to display name and balance. Okay, so to deposit an amount we have to write down the separate member function, one constructor. Withdraw amount withdraw, you have to write down separate member function, and name and balance show data, you can display the name and balance. Then next one, write a program to declare a class student having data members as roll number and percentage. Write constructor to initialize this data member. Class name is student, data members are roll number and percentage. Okay, and one for one object you have to accept. So you will pass the value like student S1 1 comma ABC. So 1 will be, sorry, 1 comma 94. So 1 is the roll number and 94 is the percentage. Now here example number 4 is of default argument. So default value you have to write down as a computer engineering. Okay, and roll number and name, that roll number and name every time whenever you will call the two data. So in two data, for one data you will accept the value as computer engineering, and another value you will pass as information technology. Okay, so computer engineering is a default argument, so it will be already present in your constructor declaration. So in first object you will pass two values, that is for roll number and name. Course will be absent, course you will not enter any value for computer engineering. Okay, and for second you will change the value of your course as information technology, and you will see whether it is displaying the data or not. Then next, again default argument. So default argument for HRA and DA you have to assign. Class name is employee and basic TA DA. So already in most of the learning outcome I have taken the example basic TA DA and HRA. Okay, so gross salary is the basic plus TA plus DA plus HRA. So you can take the formula from there and you can calculate the gross salary, but HRA and DA you have to keep as a default values. Okay, so two object you declared, for one object keep the values, write the values in main, and for one object don't write the values in main and then see what happen.